I'm running a 5-day training course on spiritual intelligence for professionals who want to use spiritual intelligence in their own training and workshop work, or people like HR departments in companies that want to use programs about values and purpose and meaning in their work with in-house clients. People who've registered so far are a wide range and quite impressive. I'm going to have to do a very good job with this course. I've got 2 CEOs of major corporations. I've got 2 educators who are interested in values work in education. I've got several consultants, a couple of psychologists, 1 musician. They're coming from all over the world. They're going to be quite a great bunch, and it's going to be an interesting challenge for me to work with them. It's got to be a course that is both a spiritual retreat for them, taking them through the kind of process they've got to take their clients through, and at the same time a training course that says, now look, this is what you do on day 1 and day 2. So it's a double track thing. In both business and in education today, particularly those 2 fields, it's necessary that we take a whole new direction. I think that, for one thing, too much of education is now being geared toward the needs of business rather than toward educating the youngster. And the kind of people that business thinks it wants are the technician, the expert, the person who knows a narrow field of knowledge. And that's not where business needs to go. Business needs to expand its consciousness to become much more aware of its place in the wider world. It needs a different kind of people. So I still think business and education could work hand in hand, but they're both barking up the wrong tree. The schools are producing a kind of people that business thinks it needs, but is not in fact what it needs. But beyond business, the purpose of education is to grow a human being, to call out from you. That's what education means, edukere, to draw out from the child, the student, all that richness and inner life that they possess, and to help them to develop it for a meaningful, fulfilling life and to be of service to society, their families, their nations, the globe. So part of the reason I'm working on this course, and I'm glad some educators have come, is that I think education really does need to take a new direction. Capitalism as we know it, business as we know it, is not working. It's made a lot of money, but it's also made a huge mess, and the mess is now undermining the making of the money. So they're in a losing game. And there is a growing realization in the world of business today that business has got to look at a sense of purpose, a sense of vision, a sense of values that go beyond just making money. Because making money isn't sufficient motivation for throwing yourself full on into your work. They're not getting the best out of their people. Several business leaders have said, I'm not getting the best out of myself. All I'm doing is making money. It's not very fulfilling. I think, what can I do when I retire? Can I retire early? It's a rat race. Whereas business can be seen as the engine of job creation, social improvement, providing the resources for infrastructure, hospitals, schools, healthcare, sports facilities for young people. And if business were to sort of come to see this about itself, if enough leaders in business could see that they could be fulfilling this kind of role while making a healthy profit, then they would feel much more fulfilled. They'd motivate their people to a much greater degree. They'd have much less employee turnover. They'd have greater commitment from their people. They'd have greater loyalty from their customers. And the leaders themselves would have a sense they're doing something worthwhile with their lives. I think that aside from the professional tools, they like to call them, that people might take away from this course. I'm hoping that it will help them as individuals, as doing the work has helped me as an individual. All of us, though we're often not conscious of it, ask these fundamental spiritual questions. Who am I? Why am I here? What can I do? Attending something that helps you articulate the questions is already a step in raising your sense of personal awareness, your personal consciousness. People who read my books and come to my workshops often say, I knew what you taught me, but I didn't know how to say it, or I didn't know how to ask it. And you've helped me know what's been going on inside me. And I think that's the most important thing. People are alive and aware inside, but so many haven't learned to articulate it, to bring it into some form that they can think about consciously and then think about, what do I do about this? So the personal value of attending courses like this or reading my books, hopefully, is that it just gives people that self-awareness, that sense of, oh, I knew that, but now I can talk about it. Now I can do something about it.